Oh, we rolling?
Oh, welcome to Conversations with Malik podcast, coming to you from Long Island, New York.
right.
I'm glad to have you and thank you all who are listening and watching this show. This podcast is about the stories of transformation of regular people during the basic struggle and pain of life.
That's right.
Everyone has a testimony. We all have survived the darkness. Now let's talk about how we got to the light so we can help our brothers and sisters who still haven't overcome their demons. But guess what?
Talk to me.
We all have devils on different levels. So through conversations, we use the tools of insight to light the path for hope. Let's have a chat and stop running from our issues. If we live through it, then talking about it probably won't kill us. That's what we're doing. Talking, crying, laughing, joking. But we're looking inward so we can grow outward is the theme of the show.
Right.
The caterpillar transforming into the butterfly is the goal and purpose of this podcast. When you talk about you, I learn about me. Iron sharpens iron.
Steel sharp as steel.
So we can cut through the fog of despair into the hope of today. Welcome to Conversations with Malik, featuring my man Jeff Jones.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and listen, don't forget to follow us at convoswithmalik.com, convoswithmalik.com.
Instagram, ConW
Yo, Facebook, Conversations with Malik.
Apple, iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean.
Spotify. We there. And listen, like us, share us, subscribe, and like Jeff Jones says, love us.
Click the bell.
Click the bell on YouTube. We're putting the YouTube up, so help us out, man. We're trying to get to YouTube.
That's right.
Go
Hit us
in.
with some comments as well, too, because we always ready to respond.
Yeah, and listen, and we love what we're doing, man, and we're working, and you know, our Monday night co-host Mona Love's not here,
Mona.
but we love you, Ramona. You know what I'm saying? And listen, you know, we're here, another episode. We're still working.
Always working.
We love what we're doing.
That's right.
We're having fun.
Yeah.
And I started off like usual. I asked Jeff, "Hey Jeff, how you doing, man?"
Yo, good day today. I got some stuff done, you know.
Okay.
Heart's beating.
Mhm.
I had breakfast this morning.
Oh Lord, Jesus Christ! What did you have for breakfast, Jeff?
You know, the regular schmill, you know, a little toast and on the side and some eggs,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
Regular
No,
schmill.
like, no toast with peanut butter and shit.
I ain't do the peanut butter this time.
Oh, with the wheat bread lightly toasted.
I had wheat bread, but you know.
Oh, okay, no problem, no problem. And listen, and so we're here with Supanova Slom.
Salute. What's up, family? Peace. Thanks for having me. Thank
what's
you, Malik.
up, my
Thank you,
brother?
Thanks for coming, brother.
Appreciate y'all. I'm all as well.
Yo.
Yeah. I'm blessed. You know.
Yo, listen, I'm humbled and honored to have you.
Thank you
know
for
what I'm
having me.
saying?
Yes, man.
And when when your PR, person sent over your stuff, man, and I checked you out, and I was like, wow, man, you know, I told you, I connected, you know what I'm saying? And authenticity kind of, it transcends videography or the virtual stuff that we play with.
Right.
And so I really felt that, and I said, yeah. I want the brother on the show, man.
Yeah.
And so thanks for coming. Appreciate
y'all. Thanks for having me, brother.
yeah, appreciate
y'all.
blessings. And listen, man, we're not gonna do a whole lot of current events because we're gonna talk to Supernova. We usually do.
That's right.
You know, we do current events and the different stuff, but we're definitely gonna do word of the day. And the word of the day today is obstacles. And Jeff chose the word, and I guess, you know, he was reviewing your story and your background, and he said, "Yo, man, I think the word of the day need to be obstacles. Because this brother has definitely had to overcome some obstacles to still be relevant and be around today." So being that Jeff, you came up with the word obstacles, it starts with you. We usually take about a minute or so to expound on the words, so we're gonna go around. So go ahead, Jeff.
Yo, when I thought of the word, I definitely looked at, you know, Supernova's questionnaire. We read our questionnaires, and one thing I realized, we had a similar obstacle where he mentioned, we'll get into it in the show, where he mentioned that he, you know, him and his wife separated, you know, and I'm sure he had to separate with his family as well, you know, and for him to mention that in the questionnaire, that seemed to be really deep, because I actually felt through the same situation myself, you know, so we could relate.
Yeah.
And you know, losing a connection that you made with somebody for so long, kids with that person. It's tough, man. It's tough, and I can't wait to hear your story and how you got by it. But one of the things that I know is that you still remain on your feet and you still continue to keep the torch lit, man. And and I can salute you for that, man, because I was able to keep the torch lit too, man, but it took me some time. I had to go get some help, mentally I was just losing it, but I'm here with you, man.
Yeah, that's right. You're here, brother.
We here.
Yeah, salute.
Yeah, so talk to me about obstacles, Soup.
It's part of, it's what actually obstacles is part of our lives, no matter who we are. It transcends social status, race, ethnicity. And whether you are have or have not, you're going to be placed with a series of them to test your resiliency. Resiliency is the word that I vibrate on because no matter what I go through, I know I have within me the ability to overcome obstacles.
Gotcha.
Interesting enough, the word is that you put out today is obstacles, and how we articulate that. The name of my current album is called Love in the Midst of Chaos. And so the principle of love, having love for yourself, for your craft, for your vision in the midst of whatever's going on, that's also I feel is the mindset you have to have with dealing with any obstacles. I've been trying to test it. I'm not the only one. Being a black man here in the Western Hemisphere, that's part of our deployment on the planet.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
I think that we are resilient. We go back and forth with how we should call every 20, 30, 40 years. We call our group of people. We try to find another way to flip out who we are.
Right.
And I think the name is resilient. We're the resilient ones.
Yes.
Because we come from a bloodline of those that were able to go through the most atrocious things.
Yes.
We're birthed from them, and look what we're able to produce post them in this country.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And then how what we produce inspired everybody from arts, entertainment, inventions, everything.
Yes.
So I use my story to especially inspire brothers, black men, alpha men, to always try to find a way to take what's frustrating to you and put it into your art, put it into your craft, your work.
Right.
Even if the work is in yourself, working on your consciousness, work whatever you got to do to take, to harness the resistance of life and build muscle with it, like resistance training. Life is resistance training.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
And so we can let it, we're not gonna be alone. We all are gonna get out of here. So we might as well maximize our time, build the resistance, and especially, we have brothers and sisters who were not able to make it on their journey. Some committed suicide.
Yeah.
Brothers and sisters are confined behind bars.
No doubt.
So ones of us are out here, that are still fighting the great fight of life. I think that we owe it to those who checked out early or who are confined to figure it out, and at least inspire each other, like conversations of Malik, using these conversations to be able to use it as fuel to figure out different strategies and modalities of how to overcome obstacles. Now the thing about it is that no one's path is similar. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of times we make a mistake thinking that we have to follow a cookie cutter pattern of someone else's success in entrepreneurism and entertainment, whatever it may be, and then we get caught up in studying that and thinking we don't have what it takes in our current blessings to manifest what we have to manifest. I think it's good to observe those objectively, see what they did, learn from them, and then look at your current situation and see the obstacles you face and see how far you've come. And I think we have to give ourselves more credit than we give ourselves. We've come for so long. I'm pretty sure you brothers, for this conversation, what you had to go through for us to even have this conversation. Yeah. I say, hey, what did our ancestors have to sacrifice for us to be sitting in this room? Yeah. How much sperm to the egg had to be cultivated and created for the four of us to be in this room? No doubt. So many ancestors are sitting here through the four of us. Yes. And through the listeners watching this. Right. So I take none of it for granted. And again, I do really well with questions because my story is so vast and so unique in a sense where I got so many different roles and twists and turns to it. So it all depends which way you want to hit it and articulate it. I got a lot.
Yeah, well, we got questions for you.
So. But I would say the main is if someone looking in at my journey, depending upon what lens they're looking and checking on me. It's very diverse, and it sometimes can seem to be what they would say an oxymoron. Like, things don't seem to go together, but they go together, because the whole theme of what I've always been able to be clear about since I was young is that I wanted to be someone that is contributing healing, unity, love, and freedom, and the freedom to be, the freedom to step outside of norms and boxes, and create my own path,
Yes.
And I think freedom looks different to many of us in a different, we have this concept of what freedom is, and I think we should open up our eyes and our inner eye to look at freedom to be a holistic situation where, what's freedom for Jeff and Malik and me may appear to manifest different, but it's freedom. You know what I'm saying? And instead of focusing on how Brother Joe's does his thing and how Nova does his thing and how you do your thing and get caught up in the semantics.
Right.
No, we for freedom. So freedom may express freedom for my entrepreneurs and through my economics, right? Some people may, be, social, political warriors out here. Some people may be out here, trying to stop the violence amongst our young people. Some people may use their art as the medium for that. Some may do all of them,
Yeah.
So I don't think that freedom has to be only what we think the red, black, and green represents. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Because red, black, and green is not limited to it's like the colors. The red is for the blood of our sacrifice. The black is for our people. The green is for the land and the resources.
Right.
But how you manifest it is still red, black, and green. I may not be out here like Fred Hampton and QB busting out the cops. Let's not make me less RBG.
No, that's true.
Okay,
That's true.
You may be an RBG of social, political, economic freedom for us.
Yes.
And we need to salute that.
Yes.
You may be one that is articulating through your craft.
Yes.
It may not be gangster rap. It may be some cultural stuff.
Yeah.
It may be rock music. Whatever, right? But it doesn't make you less RBG.
It doesn't make you.
Especially we don't have the luxury to disclaim any of us in our struggle.
Right.
We are the struggle.
Right.
So you notice how powerful we are. We can be in a crowded situation with other ethnicities and other groups of people. We all look at each other. We don't even know each other. We communicate through intuition, through our eyes, through our body language and body posture. We're the only ones that do that. We are so electrical and on DNA. We don't even know we on code. We on code. We don't even know we on code. We can just we say less. We look at each other.
Yeah.
We know, and we give it. We know when you know the black folks to step to. You know the ones not to. Why do you know that?
Yeah. Right.
Why do you think even the most Debo brother know? I ain't messing with that. It's an energy thing we give off.
It's an energy.
It's an energy we give off. You know what I mean?
Energy.
And I think that we have to begin to continue to inspire that amongst each other and help to cultivate that amongst each other. And it's okay how you express it. Like you express your alpha male in this way. Salute to you. It may not be the way I salute my alpha male. Like somebody like real quick, right? So one of my sister who works on my team, she was my new video. I have a new video I have out. My first single is called "Breathe." It's an R&B song, and it's totally removed from my traditional known as a hip hop artist. I'm a rapper, mainly known, but I'm a musician too. I'm a singer. I'm a piano player, and a guitar player. So with this particular project, it was specifically alternative, specifically soul music, specifically rock music. So certain people coming into it, brothers were like, "Oh man, no, but you need to be hard." This is not what that is. That is an R&B song. You're so removed from Prince, Teddy Pendergrass, Luther Vandross, those love songs, that if I'm not calling the sister beat and telling her to get down right now in a melodic way, that's not alpha to you. Listen, that's how I express my alpha sensitivity through love and sweet tones to my woman and to women. I'm serenading the women. So alpha men truly can say, "Oh, that brother's doing his thing." Others is like, well, I'm questioning that brother's thing. So that makes me say, look. So me singing a song, look, me being, because I'm so hard that I can be soft.
Right.
And you can call me soft, and that's okay. Like, I'm not gonna get mad because Supernova so he's soft. Yes, that was the point of the song. Was to be soft.
Right.
I wasn't twisting my fingers up and repping my set in the R&B song, I was singing tones to the female. I wanted a strong man to come with my muscles, my tattoos, to be gracious. It's okay for us to be gracious.
Yes,
We're no less masculine. I am my mother and father. I'm masculine and feminine. This is a question. I don't question my sexuality or my masculinity.
No doubt.
So the question. So again, I'm glad that my video can do that. I'm glad that I can now cause a conversation to let's talk a deeper thing. So what is masculinity to you? What is this concept we have? I mean, is the concept a black version of what we think a Caucasian masculine is, and we're mirroring that, and we masculine as who we think we are?
In a lot of cases, people are.
Right. So something I'm saying is that, so if what I'm doing, my art can open up a broader conversation, let's do that. You don't have to attack because you don't agree with my articulation. I'm not telling you to sing like me or to move like me. That's how I wanted to do it. And guess what? So then it becomes, okay, so it goes, well, brother, that's not hard. And oh man, why you ain't hard? And I'm like, wait, so what's hard then? So now it makes me want to now say, what is hard? Let's open up the hard box.
So let's talk about your journey.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
In hip hop and in music, right? You started out as what type of rapper?
Okay, when I started out, my first rap, I would say when I first started, I was a social political rapper. Okay. Maybe about 12 years old when I first recorded my first rap song.
Okay.
Before that, I was a classically trained piano player and guitar player and a vocalist.
Gotcha.
So you know.
So a lot of your initial inspiration in hip hop came from what kind of groups?
When I was young, my first wanting to pick up the pen, well, I would say, I'm older, so I would say it would have to be, it's definitely not what these young people are used to hearing, but EPMD, Strictly Business.
Okay, gotcha.
88 was that year for me. Strictly Business. It was.
Was it some Public Enemy?
It was Take Nation of Billions. It was Long Live the Kane. It was Slick Rick's Individuals. Everything in 88. That year.
So was Brand New wasn't out then. That was before.
It was 88. I'm telling you that. It was Kumodi, How You Like Me Now.
Gotcha.
It was Big Daddy King, Long Live the Kane.
Rakim.
It was
Rakim, LL was back then.
Right. Mm-hmm. So at that time, you know, before that, I was in the other elements of hip hop. I was doing breakdancing. So gotcha. I think in my journey, I've touched every element of hip hop. You know,
right? Because you kind of grew up with hip hop,
grew up with hip hop, yeah,
like a lot of us.
Yeah, I grew up with it. So you know, I got inspired by all the different elements. But I would think when I was like 12, that's when I wanted to start penning in that regard. You know what I mean? So over the years, what I did was I just got more. I kind of got caught up in the vortex of hip hop and being an MC. And got caught up in that vortex and kind of put my other art to the back. You know what I'm saying? As far as, you know, it wasn't as prominent. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I put it to the back. I was still doing it because at the same time I was doing those raps, you know, I did my first live performance when I was, I think, 14 at old school club called CBGB's. I was with a rock band. CBGB. You know what I'm saying? So I was doing that at 14. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So while I was doing the rap, I was also experimenting with other expressions of music that is our music, you know. It's all up, it's all out.
Right.
We just, again, like I said, we've gotten foreign to our own elements. So it's like if you do rock, if you do alternative, if you express your freedom in a different way, you're not true to the stance. But really, hip hop is an amalgamation of all those tones.
So at what point did it get serious for you? Because I know you went through these different stages.
Right.
But there had to be a point where you really felt like this is something that you want to take to the next level.
Yeah, this is my lane.
Well, I was doing it all throughout the 90s. And I didn't, you know, I was in and out the studio, you know, figuring my sound out and what I wanted to do. My first official album didn't come out until 2001, 2002, called The Medium of Balance. And that was, you know, I was definitely in the MC lyrical bag, that type of rapper at first. You know what I'm saying? Just
spitting bars,
and just different, you know, different shit. You know what I mean? And then, you know, I you know, my struggle in the street was a whole nother camera, because I had that going on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then, later on, I wanted to, now take my, fast forwarding it, I wanted to take, my social political message as an MC and address the homies, like the G's in the street, the brothers that were banging. You know what I'm
So
saying?
was that around the time of the Remedy?
That was before the Remedy, but leading up, the Remedy was by the time I got to the Remedy, because that was something like already 3 or 4 albums already in the canon.
Okay.
At that point, I became a best-selling published author of a wellness book called The Remedy, and
right.
then it was published. And then at that point, on that album, I had songs with Jada Kiss, The Game, Erykah Badu. Right. It was all still independent. But before that, though, I'm just leading you up into the different channels. Like I used my music to attach to different expressions in the movement. You know what I mean? Like I would rap about. I had an album specifically addressing the health disparities in the community before even I wrote the book. I had an album called Holistic Wellness for the Hip Hop Generation. I had a critically acclaimed documentary we put out in 2004 with the help of Erykah Badu, Common, Dead Prez, and others.
Oh, nice.
Cool Herc and some other folks like that.
Nice.
And talking about, was the first ones to talk about it on DVD about what documented hip hop and holistic health and health, in general. And at that point, you had we lost Big Punisher, we lost Poetic to colon cancer. So that was the beginning stages of me trying to let people know, hip hop, we got to get on our health and wellness.
Yeah.
Fast forward to around the Remedy, we losing more people. So at that point, Nate Dogg is, he didn't die yet. He had a heart attack at that point. Right. We lost Jay Dilla. So it was getting to that point. After the Remedy, now we talking about we're losing Heavy D. Now we're losing Guru from Gangstar. Right?
Yeah, man.
So, again, I use my art, a lot of times to address really 3 areas. It was either holistic health and wellness, the gang activity in the streets, and just some alternative shit. You know what I'm saying?
You did a lot of this stuff bouncing back and forth through military active duty.
Right.
Yeah.
Yo, what a yo-yo, bro. How did you go from that to this, to that, to this? Because you're talking about active duty in the military, that takes up your time.
Well,
your
I went
energy,
to war, to be specific. My job was 11 Bravo with infantrymen. So I went to Afghanistan and I did that whole deployment. And
wow.
Yeah.
With the whole 9/11 thing.
No,
that was later.
This is after.
That was later. Yeah, because you're talking 2010.
Yeah.
So
we'll after that.
Yeah. And we've been over there for a long time.
Right, but even in that, again, we talking about being in situations that test your resiliency, testing you to overcome obstacles, and inspiring others to overcome obstacles. But everything I was always about, the principles, like I said, having a history of, being from the gang community and being someone that was always a big homie, organizing truces and disarming conflict since the 90s.
Gotcha.
That principle showed up when I was in the military, me being leadership in that regard. The principles of me doing holistic health and wellness I was born and raised vegan all my life. Okay. So I was able to maintain that even through my affiliation with the military and deploying and all of that. So just showing, being able to show up in my principles regardless of what was going on in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Did your artistry help you with, because I have people in my family that served, had uncles who fought in wars. Right. Some of them it took a tough toll on them. Yeah. Some of them turned to alcoholism and things like that from the things that they experienced. Right. Defending us so that we can have these rights that we have. Right. And so, I really take that serious when I hear that. Right. And I can only, one of my family members, and shout out to Greg, he's battling some health things. That's why he wasn't able to come up today. He served our country, and he seems to be, he seems to be one of the ones that was able to go on in my family and live a healthy life afterwards. Right. And not to get too far into the military and what they provide veterans and don't provide. We don't really necessarily have to go down that whole role because that's a whole nother show. Right. But was part of you still being a healthy individual was was your artistry an outlet that kind of kept you balanced?
It was a number. Again, it was. So I look at my life has always been I've been always a steward of service. So me being in the military was to me just an extension of what I've always been about. You know what I'm saying? So being able to, I'm into physical fitness. I'm into resistance training. So that kind of helped to center me. Being an artist, like I said, I call myself a freedom artist because, I'm not limited to these pockets. Like I master pockets. Like, so I do the street shit. That's easy. Do it for that audience. But then I got another expression. I got expression that's totally opposite of that. I want some rock star shit. Like really, I play the guitar. I really sing.
I saw how you was dressed up.
Right, and I do that extreme. Then I want to serenade the ladies. I love doing that. You mean so?
That's crazy. Did you see his different pictures?
I don't really confine myself as an artist to be limited to any pocket because, again, I'm free. And I know there's a lot of brothers and sisters who are in this journey that need that type of inspiration. And again, it may not be everybody to be like me, but I know there are brothers and sisters out here trying to express themselves beyond the confines of friends, family, society, and they want to be able to have their pocket. And they never really got to share their pocket because of what the homies say or what this and that say or that say. But some means there's a lot of geniuses that are not unplugged yet. You know what I mean?
Well, and also with the powers that be too, with the record companies and the
even beyond the matrix. I'm just talking on a human level.
Right.
Walking in the world free, like I'm not on your time. Like I'm not on your box confined time.
Yeah.
That inspires other brothers and sisters.
But that's a good point what Jeff is talking about though. But you still gotta dibble and dabble and play the political game.
I'm not saying
in the military. In the music industry. The music industry is a beast.
No, I wasn't negating what you were saying, Jeff. I was just saying that for me, I want to be able to, from a human level, when I walk into a space, when I walk into a hood or a club or anywhere, I'm walking as my authentic self. Right. I don't fear black men. Gotcha. I don't fear black women. Feel me? Like I'm standing. Whether you think I'm weird, strange, I'm standing for my square. Feel me? Like it ain't. I ain't. My name is Supernova. I'm not illuminating and hiding. And I'm me. I show up in anybody's hood, humble with love. Feel me? Like that's my gangster. It's love. So I'm not even talking about the construct of the business yet. I'm just talking about on a human level. That is how I walk and show up. So whether it's amongst the military people, whether it's amongst me being an artist, whether amongst me teaching holistic health, whether it be me dealing with the G's, you know what I'm saying, force and unity, I'm stepping with the same spirit. And so that what I'm saying is that I want that to transfer to inspire brothers and sisters in their own way to free up. Now, the cadence of the industry, I totally understand how you have to play your chess and do the knowledge. I'm not saying you don't. I'm just giving you my how I move. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I move a little different, but brothers and sisters who are in the game, listen, get your bag, make your moves, right? But do it to a point where you can accumulate your power and your influence, and then continue to free up your expression.
So, like you basically saying, like, in a simple form of saying what you're saying is, you basically saying that sell enough records. Get yourself to a point where your first album or your first single is gold or platinum. Earn your stripes. Right. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm saying. Well, some people have to play that. Some people don't. Right. Like me and my team, we finance our own situation. So we all
So you're totally.
I'm independent.
You're totally independent.
I'm totally independent. But I'm independent, making major moves. So I've dealt with everybody. On my terms. You know what I'm saying? Never wanted to sign directly to the Matrix because I want the power to do what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? But I still foster the same relationships in the business. Right. You know what I mean? I've been doing that for many years. And that's why I'm able to work with many different artists and have, I own my masters. That's my 9th studio album I have out now.
Oh, wow.
And so I have songs with Ludacris, T.I., Game, Jada Kiss, Erykah Badu. I own those masters.
Because I was trying to figure out.
So I own that. See what I'm saying? Like, so me and my team own our masters. So we say in what we want, how we want to move in our cadence to the industry. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now you got brothers and sisters who are actually in the machine. They move a little different, which I respect, right? But if you can take the inspiration for how I articulate myself and it inspires you in your articulation, that's what I'm trying to say. That's how I want to be able to show up. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, Nova's freedom, his audacity to be his true self, I'm inspired by that. It may not show like you being like me. It may show you however that motivates you in your expression, whether you're indie or you're major. That's what I'm trying to say.
You managed to do some stuff with some well-known artists.
Yeah.
You know, and you managed to do this on your own.
Right.
How did you get to Jadakiss, Game, Erykah Badu, knowing that these artists is to that level? How did you end up getting to that?
Well, the Game, people like the Game and Jadakiss, that's just street relationships that are in the business. You know, all the homies in the street it's like one stack. It's the streets, industry. So it ain't, it's right. Especially you're from the Game community. It's like this. In New York, it's. I got family from South Central LA. I got family all up in New York that is affiliated. So most people in the street, if they're not getting the other money, they getting music money. You know what I'm saying? So it's everybody knows about it. And the right relationships and calls and bag exchange. You can get. We do business.
Those artists. Let me tell you something about those artists too. And there's a lot more just like that.
But I just want to go with that. But there's an Erykah story. But we'll be back to that. What you want to say?
But those artists too, and there's a lot more like that too. And just like you said, Nova is connecting on the street from the street. They don't need the record companies and managers.
In some situations, they prefer to kind of rock like that because then you keep the third man out. Do I got it right?
Right. Now you still got to respect the machine though, because if let's say you really want to take your song with Lil Yachty and Uzi Vert, right? You got them Street Connect, right?
Right.
If you want to break the record to like bigger and put the bag bigger, you're gonna have to eventually break bread with the machine. So the machine may be aware that you got the street thing, and they'll make you live, right? But when the record get that level, you gonna have, if you didn't settle that right now. Two things they can do. What they'll do is they'll go, well, we didn't green light Yachty and Uzi to be on that,
right? Because
so they can be on some diction. Right. They can block. They actually can block it. Right? Or they can let you bubble up and be like, yo, we still didn't get paid. What you want to do? That's popping. So sometimes they know that the street stuff happens so much now. The machines sit back and they'll just do the knowledge and see. Sometimes they just keep bubbling. They don't really go nowhere. They ain't really stress you. Hey man, let it. You made $100,000. Whatever.
Yeah.
But you start moving numbers.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. They want to do business.
Right.
Some energies in the machine may just be blocked, because depending upon like what's going on politically with that artist. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the team shift, change, and it be deep, man. Like
there's so many different dynamics.
Lil Uzi, like he's been going through some stuff with DJ Drama in them where they didn't put his album out. Now they said they are.
Right. So really?
They got a lot of unreleased material.
Right. So like I said,
his that they're holding on to.
Right. No, but I think they're saying that he's good now. But I'm saying is like, let's say Malik did a song with Uzi, he go on the radio with it, right? Because of Uzi's situation, Drama and them can actually block the record.
Right.
Not because they didn't like the record, but they didn't clear it.
Yeah.
Right? So depending upon how the record is moving, they can just dead it because they have they got that vendetta business thing they got to get done with that artist. So they be like, nah, anything with Uzi, I'm blocking. It's deep in this business. I'm blocking until they remedy that. And now, okay, we'll let the street records, you know what I mean? So you never know what artists you dealing with as far as how they can, because sometimes politicians ain't like they got beef with you. You paid your bad, you a street person.
Right.
A lot of times it be their management, it be the label, it be by the time we record it, the climate done change.
Everything
they management shift. Now the company ain't putting the money behind. It's so much. As an independent with a bag, it's very challenging because
you got to be wise and strategic on
how you spend that bag. But also you have to understand that you may be gambling a lot of money on a record with an artist you appreciate that has the access. that may have political blockages.
And it don't go nowhere.
That, like you said,
and independence ain't got as long money,
the money
to be wasted.
Right.
You
So
can't lose that bad.
The thing about it is, right now with the digital circle,
right?
You know, a lot of these independent artists are finding ways to get around that.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way through the social media and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And some of them is actually doing pretty well
because
they've gotten a song with, let's say, Supernova that
right.
was signed to a label.
Right.
And they did that song like 10 years ago.
Right.
You know, some of them is actually
like I said, it's.
Oh, really?
So, some artists are actually move. Like I said, it all depends, man. Like I remember when I first, like all artists that you mentioned, when I first went to TuneCore hit me up, was like, "Yo, do you got permission? You got permission for these artists?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, all of that paper, everything is. I got permission for all of that." So they actually held my money up.
Oh really?
Because what happens is, let's say a Universal Music Group, got 4 of those artists that I'm messing with. If they block the record, that means they're gonna block them. Feel me? So they want to make sure that you as an independent artist, you good. Like you good with that? That's your, you work that out?
Right.
So, all right, cool. We'll free it up. You know what I mean? Like example, the first one he did it was with Erykah Badu. I knew Erykah Badu since 1996.
Yeah, I see you on social
media.
I y'all playing it. You holding her up in the air. She laughing. Y'all playing like
right. So like in regards to that was the first artist. You know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, TuneCore held up it was going. I was getting so much money from the single. Right. They stopped it. Like, yo, you got permission for this? Like they let it rock. See, like I said, they let it rock. Well, independents, they be letting us rock. Then they'll stop us. Like, so it's a lot of that, you know what I mean? And I had to prove that I got the green light with it, and then they free it up. What I'm saying is that obstacles is the powerful word you'll start with, because this is something that's why I paired in my conversation initially obstacles with resiliency. And I would inspire brothers and sisters through this conversation with Malik to be resilient, because obstacles will happen. Whether you're independent or you're striving to leverage your independence to be major, because I'm not against majors. It's about having the right situation, right? So we have to inspire each other to be resilient. Resiliency means the ability to continue to move forward regardless of what what's in your path. You have the strength to continue to forge ahead. That's why I brought up our ancestors in the beginning.
Gotcha. So personal, you spoke about in the questionnaire. A divorce,
okay,
and losing your family. I know that's something that we've been dealing with here with Jeff. We was actually at he was on a panel the other week and with some people with relationships, and he really, he talks about it on the show, but that was really his first time publicly out there. And me and my wife, we were there in support of him, and we were really moved. Him talking about his situation. And I know he's been dealing with that up here on the show. I've watched the brother literally, there's been times where he walked out of here and my heart was, you know what I mean? So you put that in there, you was willing to be transparent. Talk to me about that time in your life, brother, because a lot of brothers don't. And I'm glad, first of all, big ups to being able to be vulnerable and talk about a tough time in your life, because that's what we want to do on the show, because Supernova's super, right? But Supernova been through some stuff. And we want whoever listening to this to be like, oh shoot, wait a minute. I went through the same thing.
Right.
And the brother was able to still get through it, just so possibly I could get through it, right? So talk to me about that.
Well, it's a 2-part situation. So the first part is, when you imagine, being deployed, being in war, literally, and you're married, and all you can think about is I can't wait to see my family, my wife, and my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the drive. That's what drives you in your spirit to navigate people throwing bombs at you every day, shooting at you every day. And you use that as a spiritual protection to continue to get you back, right? And now your so-called enemy, I say so-called because they just warriors over there doing their thing, right? So it's like warrior to warrior. You gotta respect warriors, respect warriors.
No doubt.
Those other warriors, they kiss their kids and family goodbye and say, I'll see you in the afterlife. That's a deep thing. Because when you face a warrior that kissed their wife and kids goodbye, and say, "I see you in the air after," and they hear you, see American soldiers, we kiss our wives and kids goodbye, saying, "I'll see you when I get back." So this is a deep. Can I come?
Yeah.
Oh, this is deep shit.
You pop it.
Because you have to put it in context. That's why I say warrior. You know, the Taliban, Al Qaeda, ISIS, you know, they you know, terrorists, whatever, they warriors. They dope boy warriors. I'm gonna be specific.
No doubt.
Dope boy warriors,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
and so
they hustling too.
what is that opium over there? So
Yeah,
that's why they're able to do what they do. But that's a camera beat. Anyway,
yeah.
back to the main build is that they're warriors over there, and we warriors. So, but look at the dynamic of family. One group of warriors tells their wife and kids, "I'll see you in the next life," and then devote their lives from that point on to taking you out. Now they're married to take you off the planet. Because they done kissed the wife and kids goodbye and say, "I see you in the afterlife. May Allah protect you." And now the American soldier, they commit, they study they plan, plot, strategize, and bomb first, like Pac said. They study your maneuvers, they study your thing. They sweat you because they marry you. They marry you because they want to they're committed to take you off the planet at that point. Here us, we go over there with the spirit of wait till I get back home. So that's what's banging. One committed to go return to family, and one that committed to God and said, "God bless my family." It's a deep yin yang thing happening. It's spiritual warfare made physical.
Ooh.
So you don't understand what that means. They just think they used to separate church from state.
Yeah.
You know, church is body, right?
Yeah.
State is consciousness.
Yeah, come with it.
And,
Right.
and so
Come
it's
on.
a spiritual warfare made physical when
Yes.
you have that type of dynamic, right?
Yeah.
So now a soldier who's able to be resilient through that and return home. You can't believe you got back home. Your prayers are answered.
Right.
You didn't see. I mean, I lost so many buddies over there. You know,
Yeah.
homies with families. They didn't come back to their family, right? So you got you got homies that didn't come back to their family. You got the warriors on the side that got their blessing from taking them off the planet. You know what I'm saying? And they left too, so they gonna meet their family in the after. So you got that dynamic. You made it. You part of the group that actually made it back. And so you have this thing where you have to understand your wife or wives, military wives, they deploy with you in spirit. So we already at two different odds. Because see, I physically went through that, wanted to get back to you. You went through the deployment with me, detached in the spiritual world. So now we trying to figure out how do we bring our union back from objectivity to subjectivity. We got to get back to this build, and it's a hard fit. Very few are able to do it. And again, for the women who are out there that have been able to ride with their husbands, I salute y'all from the core of my soul, because it takes a really strong, resilient woman of God to fully understand who she is, her power as a warrior, while her man is deployed, like the type of love she has on his spirit, while he's in harm's way, and then when he returns, embrace him. You know, help heal him back to his whole self so he can serve and honor you. Not to be selfish, so he be healed and you don't get it. But continue support his healing so you can turn be healed. Ooh. My commander said to us when we got back, you're going to have 7 to 14 days of marital bliss, and then you're going to be challenged. Obstacles. He said it to you. He said, watch. He said it's like clockwork. Be ready.
Jesus.
I had about maybe 10 days with my wife. When I got back, we just spiritually in tune, and loving on each other, family. And then after that 10th day, it was like I just walked up. I was just up the block. And so now we're disconnected. Now it becomes, wait a minute, do you understand what I just went through? And then she goes, well, you said what I went through while you was going. So now you're back. So now you're back in war. And now you realize, wait a minute, I got over Al Qaeda, Taliban, and ISIS, but this is the biggest war I gotta face right here.
Wow.
So the biggest battle I had to face was facing my wife.
Spiritually, emotionally,
And trying to gel the union back in harmony.
With kids.
With kids.
How many kids at the time?
Well, at the time, I had one child that was here back in New York, and two with her.
With her.
And, right, and so then now we're back with tit for tat and going back and forth with our dynamic, trying to get this understanding.
How old are the kids at this time?
At the time, the daughter was 16. And
teenager.
The son was maybe about 8 around that time.
So that's a whole nother because
about 6 or 8, yeah.
And then you got to work out that dynamic with the kids because you was away from the kids for a little while, so they've changed some. Right. So man, you talking levels. Right,
it's levels. It's levels. Oh. And so now, remind you, you're not even on the same sleep cycle. You're still over sensitive and alert.
Right.
So you got that on top. Now, mind you, you're a black man already in America, so you got that. Any black man in America has PTSD. Right. Now, humans have it. All humans have it. Yeah. But black men in America have it at a high level already.
Right.
So now I have it from surviving the streets. Right? Then I have it from surviving war. Now I got it triggered, different trying to do with my wife. Love and Mr. Chaos. Now you see what I said, y'all big bros? Love and Mr. Chaos.
Yo, I don't think
now you gotta see why brother just want to sing a goddamn soul song about it. A question, am I hard? Nigga, you battle ISIS and Al Qaeda. I want to sing a goddamn soul song, nigga. I need to sing a big song. I need to be singing opera
and doing ballet, motherfucker. You know what I've been through?
In this extreme, what I'm saying.
Punk ass motherfucker.
Because the thing is, by me doing that, it helps to soothe me and make me not pop off.
Yeah.
By me tapping into that element, when everything in me is like this. Why do you think so many soldiers go postal or shoot up shit or just go crazy?
Yo, brother.
They don't have no outlet. So look, because they ain't singing. They're not doing things to free up that. Right?
Yo, Sue.
So you think I go about a goddamn troll online telling about, why Supernova singing? Nigga, okay, got it. Roger that. All good. Right? So what I'm saying is that going back into that, trying to gel with the wife and not being in harmony. So I would never throw her under the bus because I'll tell you one thing. While I was deployed, she was an amazing wife.
Okay.
Well,
that's big. That's big for you to
say.
Right.
Yeah. I can say because see, part of the healing is you have to acknowledge the love. See,
absolutely. See,
in order to get to the healing, you gotta highlight when God was present. Now, the aftermath of when the workout was atrocious. It was horrible. But I remember vividly when God was present. And see, that's what I gotta speak on. And that's what would not make me speak any ill will on her name, because I remember when God was present. Now I know when God was absent, right? And that's what got us to the divorce.
Gotcha.
Because I never got married to get divorced.
Mm-hmm. How did you bounce?
Coming straight.
What were the tools?
The tools was continued service. I mean, when I first came back out of active duty, I worked in the Newark school system as a mentor.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I did that for 2 years, so that me helping young people kept me outside of.
Helping others helped you.
Yes, right. So helping others, serving others helped to heal me. Also, continue to do my music, continue creating my work and working on my art, and in deciding that. At that point, I did 8 hip hop albums. I really wanted to do a full alternative album, fully just, kind of I want to leave that for a minute. I'll get back to the street stuff, the hard stuff, the MC stuff. Let me be a musician. Let me be an artist. You know what I'm saying? Let me be a rock star. Let me go into that because I need to express another side of myself. My journey up until that point was that expression. Now, part of my healing is I gotta actually die to my old self and let my new self be born.
I'm sure it took you a while, because you did say something that was very important. You didn't get married, and that's the same thing that I said too. I didn't get married to divorce.
Right. So
I'm sure it took you some time to come to that conclusion that it's not going to work.
Yeah. Well, I knew, once she pulled up. I mean, we had a house on the base. We had a full house. When she pulled up and wanted to, leave. And I'm left with the house. I'm left with everything, and took the kids. at that point, I already knew, you know what I'm saying? We were separated at that point, but I already knew, you know, once your family leaves your what you built for them, you know, now it's only a matter of time. So I was preparing my spirit for the chaos. You know what I'm saying? It was very painful. Like I said, what helped me transitioning was servicing the young people, continue working my art regardless of what was going on with me. But then look how life is. So, you know, then, you know, we separation manifested into the full divorce. And of course, it took some time, you know, but I continued to create. And that's what allowed me to heal. I kept working on myself, kept my health on point, kept working out, kept helping others, kept doing my art. That collective thing I was doing, that holistic thing I was doing, was accelerating the healing. You know what I'm saying? Which allowed me, ready? So post that, I attracted another mate that I dated for 2 years, ended up marrying again. And I felt like, okay, you know, God is great. We back at it, right? Now I'm divorced again. So this time, I wasn't even triggered like I was before. Because I said, okay, God, you got me through 2 amazing women that I did not get to continue my journey with. First one was the war, and this one was post-war. Got it. I'm now married to this purpose and this art. I'm even more faith-filled in what I'm here to do as an artist, as an entrepreneur, as one that is a service to others in humanity. That is the feminine energy. That is the supreme mother, the goddess. That the world is the black woman through my art. Now, by me being committed to God's purpose that anointed me on this path, I will attract through my journey, my lessons, a higher version of me the more I die to my old self. And the challenge will be, an obstacle will be, am I going to forgive my old self for the so-called failed mission, 2 marriages, or I'm going to heal myself, heal thyself, and trust that I'm anointed on this path, and trust the new me birthing, the phoenix coming from the flames, this new me that's germinating in my consciousness, that's germinating through my art, that got me here with you, beloved brothers. Trust that. Out of this, she will now come as a direct reflection to my life's purpose. See, you can be in love with someone, but they may not be in line with your life purpose. And no matter how much you're in love and committed to that person with all your heart, if you and them are not aligned in life's purpose, anointed by the Almighty, you on that clock.
Yeah. Yo, it's funny you talked about you talked about service. So we've been going through some things with my cousin's husband. There's a lot of different dynamics. He's new to the family. He doesn't get along with my cousin who transitioned to the ancestors. Right. Her brother, which is like my brother. He's my cousin, but he's like a brother of mine. And him and her husband, this dude, they been bumping heads, especially during the whole hospice situation, even to the point where I'm like, yo, come get me, man. And he's like, well, she already told me she don't want me to do nothing. And I'm like, well, they live 5 minutes from me. I'll meet you over there, or I'll just go over there. I'll do it. I'm like, I'll wash them up. You know, so she told you not to do it, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, nah, Malik, let's just chill until so. And I'm sitting in there today, and the resentment is building. Cause, you know, and I'm very calm, cause when I'm about to, you know, street life, a lot of violence, mid-'80s, early 90s, out here, you know, just street wars. You've been in situations where they're like, I'm on an emergency gurney, and they're like, we're losing them. You know what I mean? And then I come to my mother singing, "Yes, Jesus loves me" over it, right? You know, so, you know, a lot of extreme violence through my teenage years and early 20s and it really took me a lot to get over that. Burying friends and just then friends getting sentenced to long stretches. Just coming home now from the same shit we did together. Right? But I get a chance to do this. I had survivor's guilt. Why I get to live a good life and be an entrepreneur. And my friends got buried. It's 50 to life, 27 to life, 30 to life. So now we're starting to kick up. I've lost other people in the family to cancer. My mother, my father, my aunt. Now her. So I'm sensitive. I'm going through something. And it's hovering below my subconscious. Now this dude is acting up. I'm very protective. I'm always ready to like just put one of these in-law niggas in check. You know, that's just, you know, welcome to the family. You got to meet Malik. And a lot of them hear about that shit when they, oh shit, you're going to have to meet Malik. So, and I see sometimes their guards is up when they meet me. But I come in love, but just don't, just act right.
Yeah, right.
You know? And so sitting here today at the funeral, his energy was off. Motherfucker ain't even speak. So now the funeral service is over. I done already started with I'm kind of talking a little loud. And I'm like, yo, he ain't even saying, how you don't speak at your own? My wife is like, you know, different women in my family, they know, okay, here you go, let's calm him down. So they go off to I didn't go to the cemetery. I knew I needed to remove myself. So I came here. I was able to get still with my niece and my wife. We went back to the repast. And now he comes in. And, you know, I feel it kind of there festering. Just hovering below my consciousness. And I said, God, there's no way I'm going to wind up right hurting somebody's husband on the day that they bury their wife. I ain't going to be right in that.
Yeah.
Everybody going to be, yo, no, come on. I ain't going to be right. Regardless of how everybody know he is. Right. Yo, dude, you can't do that to somebody on the day they... No. And I sat there and I said, man, I got to get it. My wife said, Malik, look at me, just get yourself. Because she just knows when and my cousin asked me to pray over the food. And when he asked me to pray over the food, right after I asked God for help.
Look at that.
He said, Malik, I need you to pray over the food.
That's powerful.
Hundreds of people in the room. So I'm like, everybody get quiet, all right. Right? So I said a prayer. And then in the prayer, I mentioned his name because he's the chef. He made all the food. You know the dude that makes the food for my parties? For the party, yeah. He made all, so I mentioned him. And then when I went to go get online, he was standing there over the line and he's like horrified. He's like, I'm on Malik's bad side. Like, who knows what he's thinking?
Right.
And I know he's horrified because he's not even like, he's just like shook and moved. And like, so he's standing in the corner. And I went over and I couldn't say nothing to him. But when I went to go reach, he like looked and I just
gave my hug back.
And then I got into helping, making food, giving plates. And once I got out of my self-soup,
right.
Seriously, man.
Yeah.
I could cry right now thinking about it, man. Once I got past how I was fucking and just started doing for others and helping my older sister.
Yeah.
My whole shit.
The service was
and I know this stuff, dog.
Yeah.
But it's always a current experience, right? It's always, and I went from wanting to go to my worst nature to that old shit that they never get me nowhere.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I might not even be, you might be here interviewing with them and I'm at the fucking...
Locked up somewhere because of attacking and reacting towards what took place.
And so you talked about you got into service, and that's how. And I think that's so. I fell into a depression, not a depression, but when Trump was elected, I was like, yo, how we go from Obama to Trump, right? Yeah. And then I'm like, and I said, I gotta do something. And then this was part of the inspiration of that.
See, look at,
I gotta get into the solution.
I love it. You got into the
now we got people like you here.
Yeah, see, look at that.
You know, that's expressing your story.
Yeah, that's powerful.
That's a very powerful story as well.
Yeah.
And I've learned from it.
Yeah.
Big time.
And Jeff talks about how this show, at the same time, he go through, and I don't want to tell you a story, Jeff, but tough shit with his wife, man.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, betrayal, you know, his wife stepped out on him, and now he's going to do a divorce at the same time as we started the show. That's some divine shit. God, you know, he knew Jeff needed the show.
Yeah, that's right.
You need to get out of your own shit,
right.
and yo, this show is taking over our lives, man. And you know,
let me just. I just want to say a prayer.
I'm sorry, I went on a little long, man. This your interview, brother.
Creator, I just want you to put a blessing on our beloved brother Jeff, Almighty ancestors, Almighty Creator, Creatress. Allow the love that's in Jeff's heart to be restored. Allow his integrity, his commitment, and his loyalty to be restored. Let him know in his deeper thoughts and his deeper dreams and aspirations that he is here to do the great work that he's here to do. And may he heal in his divine time so he can receive the greatest love, the highest love, the love that will be reciprocity to him. May he be able to attract a dynamic queen, woman that acknowledges his loyalty and can match his level of graciousness. May he attract a level of love that is his highest and wisest, that salutes him. And may his current love be restored upon his integrity. May he take his time back. May he take his time back. May he claim his time back, not through bitterness, but in his divine time, may our beloved brother be restored. May he cry it out, may he scream it out, shout it out, but most of all, may he put it into his work and continue to work in service so he can be restored to be even more better, be even more gracious, be more committed, be more abundant in everything our brother is doing. May he do that tenfold, and may he attract all the people, places, things to compliment him, Creator and ancestors, on our brother Jeff's work. We salute our brother. We put a circle of healing through our brother and on our brother, and we put the anointing on our brother. Asheo, amen.
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 Yo, before we wrap it up, man, talk to me about your music that you got going on now. What you got going on?
Yeah, well, the album is called Love in the Midst of Chaos. That's the metaphor for my life.
How can they find the album?
You can find the album on all digital platforms. It's an alternative album. It's a real musical album. You know, we got hip hop elements in there, but it's definitely one of my musical inspirations when I was younger was Prince, and is Prince, and so me and my team wanted to salute his legacy, and honor him, and so I'm playing guitar on there. We sing it on there. We have a lot of amazing arrangements on there. So we wanted to really take it back to rock, R&B. That's who we are. You know what I'm saying? We moved away from it because other folks and phenotypes have gathered around it. So we strayed away from rock music or alternative music. But it's our music. It's soul music. So it's really original R&B music. And so in honor of our now ancestor Prince and Jimi Hendrix and other wonderful luminaries that have blessed us. The album is called Love in the Midst of Chaos, Supanova Slom. You can get it stream it on all platforms, and while you're at it, check my site, Super Mega Foods. I have a wellness supplement company with my brother and my cousin Chris Cosby Rowe, my brother Ali the Great, and Chris Cosby Rowe. We're three artists from the hip hop generation that own our own black owned supplement company, wellness supplement company. You know what I'm saying? So we have a wellness superfoods that you can. That it's good for cleansing the body, and it's good for building the immune system. For brothers, it helps to strengthen the prostate. Sisters, helps strengthen the womb.
So they could actually go online and
get that and check. You can read more about it at supermegafoods.com, SUPA megafoods.com. And you just add some water or some fruit juice, and you get your you get your cell food daily. You know, you for those that are trying to shred a lot of the excess fat, you know, it's a natural fat burner because of the organic plant proteins, but it's also for those that are trying to gain, you know, healthy muscle mass. It's all because of the plant proteins, amino acids helps to also build. So it cleanses, but it also builds at the same time. So yeah, check us out, Super Mega Foods, SUPA megafoods.com, and Supernova Slom, SUPA NOVASLOM.com, and check the new album, Love and Mr. Chaos. Conversation, Malik brothers, thank you so much for having me. You know what I'm saying? Continue to heal, brother. You know, I send that healing to you in real time, brother.
I appreciate that prayer, my brother.
Yeah, brother.
Listen, and great interview.
Beautiful interview.
And you know, listen, we got so much we could talk about, and we're gonna have another conversation another time. You know, so even if we just do a call in, because we gotta build. We gotta build on some more stuff. Yeah, so even if I come out to him, it's getting warm, or you can call.
We might be able to get the staff. I'd like to get the folks from
Mega Foods.
The Mega Foods.
We talk some Mega Foods because that's dope.
Yeah.
And so listen. We end the show like we always do, man. Conversations with Malik featuring Jeff Jones.
That's right.
Remember, check us out, man. Comboswithmalik.com, comboswithmalik.com. We're blessed to be able to serve, right?
Yeah.
To carry a message. We hope someone got something out of this conversation to inspire them to be better. And remember, we end the show like we always do. We love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Peace.
Peace.
Salute.
Salute.